You expect our police, our prosecutors, our jails to keep you safe, but tonight Target 8 exposes a crack in the system that's letting a killer live freely right here in West Michigan. Timothy Cregg shot and killed his father nearly 30 years ago.
This guy really pissed me off.
Then last fall, he beat his 5-month-old dog with a hammer, slit its throat, and tossed it into a dumpster. Tomorrow, Cregg will be sentenced for killing his dog, but he'll likely walk out free again. Target 8 investor Ken Kolker tracked Cregg to his home in Muskegon County to get the story straight from the man himself.
There are some people who think, you know, is he going to kill again?
No, I never do that again. Never. I can't even go hunting anymore. I love to hunt.
Hi, sweetie.
But the animal rescuer who had to euthanize Cregg's puppy fears the worst.
What's next, a child? Then maybe they'll decide, gee, maybe we should have done something before.
It was a long night for Muskegon Sheriff's deputies.
Timothy Cregg was 19 when he shot his dad. 2 shots to the back with a shotgun in 1983. He patched up the bullet holes in the wall and dumped the body.
We've had our problems, and he was being a prick a little bit, and I says, and I had my grudges, and he always had something over on me, but the thing is about it, it goes deeper than that, and I really want to get into it because it really gets technical.
A Muskegon judge found him not guilty by reason of insanity, and off he went to the Center for Forensic Psychiatry near Ypsilanti. And the diagnosis surprised nobody: paranoid schizophrenia. Doctors called him a homicidal threat. I read in a file where you used to hear voices or something.
Yeah, I used to hear voices.
Children's voices, he said. But even with antipsychotic drugs, the frequent reports from Ypsilanti were disturbing. Attacks on staff and other patients as late as 1999 and 2000, one time using his radio as a weapon. Then in 2003, after almost 20 years at Ypsilanti, Cregg was sent by Muskegon probate judge Neil Mullally to an alternative program. Records don't show why. The judge would not comment, but his secretary told us that without a follow-up request from Muskegon County Mental Health, Cregg could no longer be held.
I'll tell you what, 9 years out, I says, man, 9 years out and I get in trouble, boy, I tell you.
That trouble happened last October. Cregg blames alcohol and marijuana, and he blames Snowball, his 5-month-old pit bull.
He tore up a comforter, and he's, you know, man, he's on the floor, you know. I said, damn, man, I said, I clean, man, and she wants to go outside, she usually barks, and she didn't bark. I got up, I seen that, I cleaned up the mess, and I had enough of you, dog.
He hit Snowball 3 times in the head with a hammer. And then a knife or something?
Yeah, I tried, and it wasn't dead, and I got panicky, and I got panicky, and I love dogs.
He cut Snowball's throat, stabbed it, then dumped the puppy, just like he had dumped his father, this time in a dumpster. Police found the dog alive and called animal rescue.
This was the last place that she took her last breath.
There was no saving Snowball, who suffered brain damage.
Just such a sweet puppy. I mean, even with all these injuries, just wanted to sit there and have you hug on him.
The puppy had a last snack of animal crackers and peanut butter.
Just let her enjoy her last few minutes, letting her know that all people aren't like him.
On Monday, Cregg is to be sentenced for animal cruelty.
Judge Graves, Honorable Judge Graves.
He is expected to get time served. The 7 months he spent while waiting for psych tests that recently found him competent to stand trial. And because he was never convicted of his father's death, the court cannot use criminal history to lock him up longer.
It's disgusting that, you know, he's gotten away with the murder basically of a family member and a puppy that was supposed to be a family member.
Yeah.
And he walks away.
But Cregg says he's still taking his antipsychotic meds and promised us that he would stay out of trouble. So if you keep on your meds, you're good?
Oh, I stay on my meds. Always take my meds.
Plus, he says he knows he's being watched.
Thing is, I'm being watched all the time, and the last thing I want to do is surveil the house is heavily surveillance. I know that, but I don't. I'm straight.
Who's watching you?
Well, you know, I believe it's being, well, an area is being watched.
I'm Target 8 investigator Ken Kolker.
As Ken mentioned, sentencing tomorrow morning in Muskegon County. 24-hour News 8 will be there, and we will have more from the courtroom for you tomorrow.